Hi, my name is Rochelle McCoy, and I have been thinking for a bit about making a video that kind of outlined what I went through with different medical things, mainly because when I was going through it and have been going through it, I did not see a lot of videos out there that talked about it. And so I was just hoping that maybe my experience could help somebody else that finds themselves in the same situation that I was in. Okay. So you probably noticed I've got this scar on my neck. So basically what happened there, last Wednesday, June 19th, I had 36 lymph nodes taken out of my neck. And the reason for that, 3 years ago, I had thyroid cancer, papillary thyroid cancer. They took out my thyroid. I did radioactive iodine treatment, and that was supposed to be the extent of it. I am dependent on levothyroxine, which is a hormone. It's a thyroid hormone, in order to function, because I no longer have a thyroid, therefore I can no longer produce free T3 various thyroid hormones, which upon going through this, I learned that your thyroid actually helps control your metabolism and how you process energy on a cellular level. It helps regulate your heartbeat, your body temperature. It impacts other hormones in your body, especially when you're no longer producing the thyroid hormone. And so basically, having the thyroid taken out and going through those issues, it does definitely have an impact on your body. Anyway, so I went through all of that, and I thought that I was in the clear. I have been working with the same doctor for quite a while, and I really trusted him. He seemed very confident. At any rate, in July of 2017, so this was roughly a year after my thyroid was first taken out, he said that I had some suspicious looking lymph nodes. Well, when I was first diagnosed with thyroid cancer, they said it was stage 4B because tumor cells had invaded nearby blood vessels, and they saw that when they were doing the surgery. So all said and done, surgery, radioactive iodine, all of that, I trusted my doctor that when he was confident that I was in the clear, then that meant that I was in the clear. The whole time, though, I really was not feeling well, and I gained a ton of weight in a short period of time, was diagnosed as hypothyroid, which means that you don't produce enough, which of course you wouldn't if you no longer have a thyroid that can produce that hormone for you. I was miserable. My body hurt all the time. I got tired really easily. My body temperature fluctuated a lot. It affected my sleep cycle. I had more issues with sleeping, and it just seemed to take a really long time for my body to bounce back. And in the meantime, I was just very, very frustrated. Well, eventually I went to a ENT at a different hospital, and I had seen him before, and I had seen him temporarily when I thought I was going to leave the other doctor, and then I just kind of allowed myself to be talked into staying with the old doctor. So I did that, but I still wasn't feeling right. So at that point, this was April of this year, 2019, I went to that other ENT. He's not an endocrinologist. An endocrinologist is who was following my care for the last 3 years. This ENT felt my neck, listened to what was going on with me, and then he said, okay, well, we need to see what we're actually looking at. So he did the ultrasound. It did show that I had lymph nodes in my neck that had a malignant nature. At that point, a CT was also done, as well as a biopsy, and the biopsy came back that there was cancer in the lymph node, in 2 of them, and they only biopsied 2. So my ENT was telling me, like, this is not a recurrence. You've had this the entire time. So it never went away. And what was frustrating was my other doctor, who was telling me not to worry about these lymph nodes, was saying, like, I think you're fine. A recurrence is very unlikely. I don't think that we need to look into this further. Well, apparently it can't reoccur if it never went away. So I was told by this doctor that the way that you stage cancer for thyroid patients is different than other forms of cancer. It's usually a less aggressive form of cancer, and it has a really good prognosis. And all of these are things that, you know, I was grateful for. You know, there's no such thing as good cancer. It always sucks. You can suffer differently, and you can suffer more with other forms of cancer, but there's a lot of things that are still the same, like the mental aspect of it, worrying about your health, not feeling right, having to put your trust and care of your body over to people that you really don't know that well. And you know, there's a lot that goes into it. And so that in of itself was kind of hard. When my test came back and my ENT said that we need to do surgery, I thought that he was only going to take out 2 lymph nodes. When I went back for my consultation with one of the surgery coordinators, she said that they're going to take out 20 to 40. And that really kind of shocked me. And, you know, finding out that I had to have this surgery was intimidating. The lymph nodes were located behind my jugular, behind my vagus nerve, cranial nerve, various other, you know, pretty important nerves that stood a chance of being damaged. And so this process, it's called a neck dissection. So they've got to open up that area, move those structures to the side so they can get to the lymph nodes. And it's a careful surgery that they have to do because some of the damage that they can cause to those nerves can't be regenerated. They can't fully heal from those things. And I was very fortunate. So far, it seems like I've had minimal nerve damage. I do have some numbness that is going on in different areas that I never felt before. The pain has been really bad. It's been 9 days since my surgery. And my neck still really freaking hurts. It's uncomfortable to sleep. It feels very tight. I can't really like move it. It sucks. I woke up from surgery crying really hard. It took them quite a while to finally get me feeling more comfortable to see my family after the surgery was done. I can tell you that you can definitely get through this, that, you know, if you can find a good hospital and good doctors that have a good track record and have credibility, I mean, obviously that would be the ideal. I also recommend that no matter what is going on with your body, if it's something serious, you get a second opinion. That is something that I really did not do, and I kick myself for. I just basically put all of my trust and confidence in one doctor. And so at the end of the day, I kind of screwed myself over on top of, you know, sort of having my doctor screw me over. The doctor that did my surgery was my ENT. He is also a professor, so he teaches this. He has a lot of respect in the medical community, and I believe he did a good job. It's just going to be a slow process. I'm hoping that at this point, I won't need other treatment. Right now, I'm kind of at a watch and wait stage. But for being my age, I'm 33, this type of cancer, when it has spread to nearby areas like lymph nodes, you're still considered stage 1. So my staging I was given before of 4B was not correct, or at least that's what I'm learning. But the other thing that I've come to too is just, it doesn't really matter what stage they say you are when it comes to cancer. This is my perspective. They're going to tell you whatever treatment that you need to do. And it's your job to go through with that or find an ulterior method. But you just take control of your own life. You know, if they tell you have stage 1, okay, I'll do this stage 1 regimen. If it's stage 3, okay, you know, you can't really stick your head in the sand and hope that it goes away. You can't get so caught up in the fears of like, what if this doesn't go well? You know, all of that is just going to rob your joy at the end of the day. And life is short regardless of anything that you have going on in your life. Definitely keep that in mind. Try and have a positive attitude. It's scary. No one's going to tell you that it's not. A lot of people haven't gone through this, so maybe they can't relate, but I'm sure they can understand to an extent that you have a reason to be scared. I was really fortunate that I had a lot of family and friends that supported me through this and helped me. Huge support system, and I think that that's also really crucial. It's going to take some time for this to heal. It still hurts really freaking bad. But I'm going to overcome this, and whoever's watching this, you're going to get through this too. Okay, so one foot in front of the other, and that's all I've got to share. Thanks.